Après avoir échangé aussi avec tous nos partenaires européens et pesé le pour et le contre, j'ai décidé qu'il fallait retrouver, à partir de vendredi, le confinement qui a stoppé le virus.
Cheers to tea time.
Cheers, bitch. Okay, ready?
You better be patient with me.
I'm going to be patient, but it's not that hard to do intro.
I'm sorry,
Brittany.
it is for me.
Alright.
Salut, c'est Brit, je suis avec mon amie Layla.
Bonjour tout le monde.
On s'est rencontrés à Paris. So, what now? Hi, my name is Brittany. This is my French-American friend Layla.
Bonjour.
And I'm French-American, but I live in Paris.
Brittany and I met in Paris through a mutual friend, and now we're very good friends who are currently in San Marco.
California.
Yeah.
Actually, a matter of fact, we saw each other a month ago in Paris, which was hilarious. And then France went into lockdown recently, like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I booked a flight ticket literally right after Macron announced the second wave quarantine. And I hopped on a flight here, and here we are.
I was supposed to leave November 21st originally, so I was going to stay 5 months there, but then I said, I don't want to stay that long, and thank God I said I wasn't going to stay that long because it would have been hell trying to get out of France because of the...
It was really easy, because we both have our dual nationality.
Yeah.
So whenever I come here, I'm like, I'm American, I have my American passport, and I'm allowed to go home, and then whenever I want to go back to France, I do the same thing, but with my French passport.
Exactly. Perks of being a dual
lucky.
citizen. I know, very lucky.
Cheers to that.
Bon.
Du coup, aujourd'hui, on va parler des meilleures et des pires choses en France.
En France, ouais,
En
parce
général.
que moi je vis pas à Paris, je vis à Marseille. Quelquefois on fait des fautes en français parce que on parle en anglais.
Très souvent.
Très souvent on fait des fautes en français.
Maybe we should do it in English then.
Well, something that I really like about France is the eating culture there, because it's very much we're gonna eat.
They take pride in their food
Yeah,
too.
it's an idea of pleasure when you eat. It's not like, oh my god, am I gonna freaking regret this when I'm done? You have, you know, your appetizer, then you have your entree, then you have your coffee, then you have your dessert,
they take
then you have
long time to eat
yeah.
as well.
And it's not to say that America doesn't do that. It's just a different eating culture.
They all think we're fat and
Which is, to be honest,
all
it's not.
day.
It's not true. It's not true. In
No,
America,
I mean,
that's not
maybe
true.
in Central America it is, because
Well, yeah, but America's like a fucking continent, so
they're
you're
all
gonna.
Republican.
Hey, don't diss my people.
So, we can go to the worst now.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about the worst.
So, the first one that came to mind for me was the tips. Most of the time, they don't tip at all. But they'll sometimes like throw you un pourboire, which is only like quelques euros, like 1 or 2 euros. And we can't even take it for ourselves directly. We have to put it in a pot and then we share it with the entire house, even the chefs. And the chefs are already paid like 5 times the amount that we are. On the other hand, because it's not a tipping culture, servers don't care. A customer will walk into the restaurant and they won't even go to their table for like 10 minutes because they don't care. They know that they're not going to get a tip from them.
France, the customer service is literally probably the worst I've ever seen in the world.
Oh yeah.
And I've traveled extensively, but it's just a very rigid customer service culture, and I don't appreciate it.
Like in America, the customer is always right. That's like the mentality.
Yes.
One time I was at a cafe right next to my apartment in the 11e arrondissement. Got ordered like with my ex-boyfriend like a charcuterie board. I was really excited for this like pate that I really liked. I ordered two parts of it on the board, and I ended up trying it, and it was disgusting. I felt bad, but I know that in America, like if I tell the server that I didn't like it, she'd send it back and be like, oh, would you like to replace it with anything? No problem. They'd take it off the check.
Yeah.
And so I call over the server and I'm like, yeah, this is not good. Like I didn't like it. Kind of has like a sour taste.
Yeah.
I was being nice about it, of course. I wasn't being and she goes, well, I don't think you can return that because tu l'as déjà mangé. I look at her and I'm like, I'm in shock, and I'm like, you're kidding me, right? Tu te fous de ma gueule ou pas?
What? You said that?
No, I didn't say that. I was thinking that. And,
I was thinking
and I
it.
was like, vraiment, vous êtes sérieux? I had to pay for it and I had to eat it. Boo-hoo for Brittany. Yeah. So another great thing about living in France is the drinking.
Yes.
That sounds terrible.
But
I don't know, just the fact that you can have apéro à n'importe quelle heure. You can drink at any hour of the day, and no one will give a for it.
But the fact is that there's not a lot of judgment when it comes to alcohol, and people are a lot more chill. Like, there's, honestly, I have never, ever been carded in France, and never been carded.
I have been once.
Once?
So
I've never been carded.
So I moved to Paris when I was 17 years old. I was never carded. I went out to bars, clubs, anything, because the drinking legal age is 18 years old. And I recently got carded during COVID. I got a bottle of wine, and I go up to thing like normal, like I'm 18, so I'm actually allowed to drink. And she scans the bottle, she's like, oh, je peux avoir votre carte d'identité? And I'm like, what? I literally told her, I'm like, really? Like, I was so surprised to hear it because no one has ever carded me.
Yeah,
ever.
I have never had that experience ever.
Yeah, and I was like, maybe it was because of the mask, but she was like, oh, excusez-moi.
No one cares.
It's the way we view it as well, which is a total cultural difference.
Exactly. It's like an idea of you drink to enjoy. You drink to enjoy and get pleasure out of the wine that you're drinking. But
it's always wine, that's why we say wine.
The drinking culture in France is a lot more on the idea of I'm going to have this glass of wine to pair it with different foods. I'm going to have this glass of wine to enjoy it, have a deep conversation about anything with this other person over a glass of wine. The metro, talk about the metro.
I love taking the metro.
I like taking the metro. I like it too. I feel like an independent woman.
People watching, it's so entertaining.
It's so entertaining. I like that too. And it's so cliche though, but it's so true.
I love it. How many weirdos I bumped into, like, remember that guy that got reposted from Les Gens du Métro, whatever Instagram
oh my god,
account.
yeah,
Instagram account that like that reposts people's pictures of like crazy people like just doing weird stuff. Especially since COVID, they're wearing like a bunch of like weird masks in the metro, and it's hilarious.
It is very comical.
And that's another thing that I love about living in France is I'm never in a car. If not, I'm always walking in a metro.
Yeah. So French people, they don't really exercise, they walk.
Well, that's why French people are skinny.
When you're in France, you walk a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. You don't even feel that you're working out. It's like a pleasure to walk around when you're in Paris because you're able to see these
gorgeous. I'm
beautiful. Yeah,
we have
so
the beach
beautiful
here in California, which is gorgeous, of course. That's what you see in the movies and stuff. But when I lived here, I rarely went to the beach. Yeah. But in France, you can just be
people have a bunch of crap
just be
to do.
Walking
Yeah,
the streets of Paris doing your grocery shopping, and then there's Montmartre, and then there's the Eiffel Tower. Like, I see the Eiffel Tower like 3 times a day.
The thing is that you and I have a different relationship with the Eiffel Tower. Like, the Eiffel Tower for me, no, it's true. Like, once you see it once and twice, after that, you're like, okay.
Oh, no,
exists.
agreed. But sometimes I look at it and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm in Paris. It's like a little reminder for me. Well, thanks, Layla, for joining me on my first mediocre video.
There'll be many more to come.
I hope so, and I hope no one watches this at the same time. I do. But strangers that I don't know. Merci, au revoir.
Ciao.
Ciao.